Hello. This machine that you are seeing here, is known as the DC power supply. This one is a very important machine in today's repair. It doesn't matter whether you are handling laptops or computers or generally phones or just any other electronic equipment that might require voltage input to power on. So guys, today we want to look at the introductory part, or the introduction of understanding the DC power supply, because we are going to be using this machine in our videos and explanation on how to troubleshoot faults in mobile phones. We specifically handle mobile phones, so I want to explain to you the very basics of this kind of DC power supply. DC power supply, the DC literally means direct current power supply, okay? And we have many companies with different types of these machines, with also different maximum voltage that they can give as an output. But for this one I believe, or this one can give up to 30 volts maximum. And the main function that we are going to look at is generally the ampere drawing, how it draws amperes, or the current, how it draws current whenever a device is connected to it. So before we reach that one, of course, that will be on the second phase of how to utilize or how to use the DC power supply. We have different kind of these DC power supplies. I've just said that one and I've repeated myself, but we will try to understand what is involved with all this. You can see here that we have an OVP, an OCP, a CC, a CV, and out. Then M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5 in general. I'm going to power on this machine, and before I power it on, you will have to understand all these other buttons. I've said this one, M1 is for memory 1, memory 2, memory 3, memory 4. Of course, these ones, with these ones, you can save different memories of different settings that you have put. We will reach to that. These ports here are the ones that we attach these kind of cables, these ones, and there are different kind of cables, of course, and these ones that looks like the probes that we use on multimeters, they will attach here. Of course, we have the positive one and the negative, the ground one going to this other port. These ones are this is the modern cable that is used to test mobile phones. These ones we use on mobile. This is the modern cable that, or the modern extension that has just been modified, that is used on testing or on use on testing mobile phones, of course, whereby we'll have the positive line here and the ground here. Of course, it is attached to this cable, which goes directly to the DC power supply. So without wasting much time, I've said this one is just a knob you can adjust, and this one is just a switch that you can toggle between voltage and current setting. Of course, you can maneuver using these arrow keys. Then you can power on the device here, and of course activate it here so that it can start working. I did not want to power it on so that it does not start making noise before I explain myself. So gentlemen and ladies, this one is like I say, this one is the memory section, and this one is the power on trigger key. I've just put it on, and I want us to use this device and power on this phone. Of course, there are a lot of explanations that are required, but this was just the rough upper explanation, or the rough a brief explanation of the introduction of how to understand the DC power supply. So as you can see, it has already jumped to memory 3, and under memory 3 we are having 3.8 volts and a current consumption set to a maximum of 1.5 amperes. Okay, we want to set memory 1 so that you can understand how to go about with these buttons and the knob. And when we press on memory 1, it will script to that memory 1, and you can see memory 1 has a preset voltage of 1.2 volts and a current of 1 amp. We want to change this one to 3.8 volts and 2 amps so that we can use that one to power on this device here. I will just show you how to go about, because that one was but the lesson of the day. This one here is these are the crocodile clips. They are the ones that we are going to use. Of course, these ones, they can save you the day, because nowadays mobile phone companies produce different kind of battery connectors, and we do not have these cables, enough of them, to go about powering on different kind of mobile phones. So we're going to use this one. This one is the most standard one, that we use nowadays, and this is how we connect this part. Let me adjust my seat a little. Let me adjust my seat just a little bit, sorry. Of course, with the iBoot cable, most technicians will prefer the iBoot cable, but these ones nowadays are the ones that are commonly used. These ones are called crocodile clips, because you can see they have teeth like endings that look like the crocodile teeth. And then we have this extension gadget here. This one here helps us connect these cables, of course, to the mobile phone, of course, and try to power it on. I'm going to put the negative probe here. Of course, it is written V negative VIN, voltage in negative and voltage in positive. Of course, this one is just in the negative part and the positive part as indicated with the coloring labeling standards. Then with this one here, you'll have to find a test point. Sorry for the clarity, I know it is poor, but for just explanation purposes, we'll have to find a test point. Of course, the positive test point, we will look into that using the multimeter some other time. The positive test point will be on this area or on this other side, and it is safe for this area to land or to sit on the screen. And we are going to do it like this, and that is the positive area. Then, now that the antenna is connected to the board, this antenna here, we are going to use it as our negative terminal, or the GND, and we are going to use this black clip here and clip it or connect it to the negative side, and that one will be bringing us to a complete connection of the phone to the DC power supply. Now let us go back to setting our first memory. Like we said, our memory is preset to 1.2 volts and an maximum output or current consumption to be 1 amp. We are going to adjust the voltage to 3.9 volts and the current to 1.8 or 2 amps maximum. This is what we do. We activate this area, then it is going to highlight this voltage section so that you can adjust the voltage to your desired value. Here we go. You see, it has already highlighted this one and it is blinking. Now you can use your knob to turn it to the right. Let us try once more. Turn it to the right. As you can see, it is now increasing the voltage value, and we said our maximum voltage should be set to, or we are going to set it to 3.9 volts. Now we are at 3.2, 3.5, 3.3, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9 volts. Then we want to move to this lower section whereby we want to set our maximum current consumption to be 1.8 volts, not volts, amperes. We press on this key, then it's going to toggle to the lower side, the lower section. Now we want 1.9 amperes as our maximum current to be drawn. We turn our knob to the, okay, it has deactivated itself. We reactivate it and do it once more so that it can move down. Then we move not there necessarily. We want we want a current consumption to be a maximum of 1.8. Using these arrow keys, we can maneuver our way to this other section, decimal point. Of course, after 9, it will go to 1. Then we want it to go to 1.9, 1.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 as our maximum current to be consumed. Then we say okay. You see, now under memory 1, we are having a 3.9 volts output and a current to be consumed to be maximally 1.9. Then we can lock that area. Then we start this way. We activate over voltage protection so that in case of any trouble, the voltage cannot go beyond 3.9 volts. Then we will activate the over current protection. You see, after activating the over voltage protection, this light here is going to, this part here is going to light up. Then we will activate the over current protection, the circuit to that is coming, is giving out the current to be protected. This part here is going to be highlighted too, as you can see, like this, over current protection and over voltage protection. Sorry, here, over voltage protection. Sorry, I had missed this one. Over voltage protection and over current protection, they are activated by these two buttons. If I press on this OCP, over current protection, it is going to deactivate our current protection. Look, OCP, it is deactivated. Then when I press here once more on the OVP, over voltage protection, it is going to deactivate the OVP like that. But since we want a safe working space, or a safe working machine, or our device that is going to consume this current to be protected, we will activate the over current protection and over voltage protection. Then for us to activate the device, we'll have to switch this button or press on this button so that it can activate this device and go on, so that we can try and trigger the device and observe the current consumption. Then we activate this device, but before you activate it, make sure that you are having your probe or your points or your crocodile clips on the correct pinouts or on the correct values. Then hold on to your board and have your switch by standby and ready, so that you can try and power on this device. I have activated this one. This one is going to go to 0, 0, 0. That means currently this phone is not consuming any current at the moment. It is not consuming any current at the moment because it's on idle state and it is normal. We try to power on the device by switching here and activating the phone, and you will see the device powering on and consumption of current. Just a minute.